Pick up this rock. It is David's next stone. This stone doesn't need to be smooth. David's stone fit its purpose. This stone will defeat the next Goliath, and without even being tossed. There is a reason for its shape. Hello again. It's me, Undedicated. If this is your first stone video, let me bring you up to speed. I believe God instructed me to give this to the next David. I am supposed to ask for something first, though. You have to stop stockpiling weapons and never start again in the future. If you want this stone, you'll need to keep it instead of weapons. So yeah, I still do have the stone. Although one person did express interest, they haven't messaged me about it since. Maybe they were kidding or felt shy about sharing info in comments. All serious inquiries can be submitted to any of my socials, Facebook, Instagram, Discord. Those all get messages. Feel free to DM me. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous to post another video. As an individual, I don't want the internet's attention. It leaves me feeling exposed and vulnerable. Although, what do I expect? I posted a video saying I think God has a plan for this rock. That's not a statement that should go unchallenged. I should see what people have to say about this. So I read the comments. I think about each one. Some people teach me things, or I learn something later. People also explain their religion or philosophy to me. Some would like to show me I'm delusional, explain how this sort of head craziness happens to people sometimes. I think that's totally fair. I'm making a large claim to anyone who would question what I'm doing with this rock. I don't know. I don't deserve God's attention any more than anyone else. I have no idea how this stone will accomplish what I am saying it will. I would like to give you a better answer than that. Logical people need evidence. I'm not sure how I could give you that. I'm not sure I can prove this rock will do anything. It might do something amazing. It could, perhaps, call an army of angels to smite your foes. Or maybe it does what other rocks do, which is nothing at all. In that case, maybe the exchange itself is a gesture that encourages some positive change. In the last video, I spiced things up a bit by showing you the opposite side of the rock. Today, I have flipped the rock upside down. It almost looks like a totally different rock. This rock has got all kinds of angles going on. I'll give you a moment to get to know this side of the stone without me jabbering. While you're here for the rock, I hope it's okay if I share some thoughts I've been having. Scientific discovery about our universe doesn't disprove the existence of God. A skeptic of the divine might say, we know how this was done. That's not God's work. And a person of faith might say back, I saw it. Now I know how God made it work. A lot of people get stuck on God creating the universe. They don't believe he was around before our universe and that he will be around after. Conventional scientific thinking dictates matter can't just be created. And I do think it's possible that matter sprang out seemingly from nowhere. An analogy. An artist puts pencil to paper and draws a globe full of people. Life and matter magically appear in the paper universe. When the pencil is removed from the paper, it's totally inaccessible to the paper world. The vision in paper world doesn't extend out beyond the page. The artist can be standing right in front of his picture and never be seen. Could this metaphor explain the elusive nature of God? Does he exist in another dimension, out of reach? Everything here that exists was drawn by God. We're all free to move about on the paper, but we can't leave it on our own. To continue the paper analogy or metaphor, you could draw a dot on a map to mark a spot, and this makes it easier to find later. Maybe this rock is a dot drawn by God, and at some point he could come back to that dot and draw some more. Okay. Thanks for listening to my thoughts. I appreciate it. I also appreciate you. I want to take a moment to bring up some of your comments from the last post. Lots of you have made comments about the rock itself as an object. It could be from a rock concert. Kind of looks like an alligator's head. That sure is a swell rock you got there. You can't complain with some rock content. This rock will be talked about by Christians for generations to come. Stephen W., 4549, had several suggestions to improve the rock's visibility. I appreciate Stephen's enthusiasm, and some of his comments were pretty funny, but I didn't feel like they were right for this stone. I think my favorite suggestion was to give the rock a cool backstory. I can't do that, though. It would be a lot of fun to make up a story like the time the rock saved the president from ninjas. It just wouldn't be true, though, and I don't want to be responsible for hurting the rock's credibility. And I'm going to try and say this without sounding silly. If The Rock becomes popular for some reason, I'm concerned that I could exploit that for myself. So I decided against putting the stone on cam when I stream games. I also decided against putting googly eyes on the stone. I would have thought that was funny, but I feel like I shouldn't attempt to decorate the rock in any way. A suggestion that came up a couple times was to name the rock. I also could not do that. For me, to give the rock a name might be trying to take control of God's plan. I thought of having a channel vote to name the rock, but I'm not going to do that either. It would be gaining attention with a contest, not content. So for now, I'll refer to it as David's Next Stone, but all of you can call the rock whatever name you want. If you're the next David, you can call it your stone. Like, hey, I'm David. That's my stone you've got there. Those are the comments I thought I'd pass on. If you like those, check the discussion below. Lots of fun in there. Anyway, thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. I appreciate you spending your time with me. Take care of yourself and have a nice day.